base. Hello, my name is Cindy Mack, and I am coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. And I am going to talk to you about foundation, about the base, your foundation on your face. And I would love to hear from you. So if you're watching from YouTube, be sure to comment. If you're watching from our Facebook group, be sure to comment there. Consultants are going to be answering questions there. But also, if you want me to see your comments, you need to click on top of, if you're in the Facebook group, click right above the video where it says give StreamYard permission. And if you click there and give them permission, I can see your comments. Okay. If you're watching from YouTube, be sure to sign into your YouTube account, your own YouTube account, so that you can comment. And I would love to hear your questions, anything like that. And if for some reason I can't see them, I'll check back afterwards and answer later. But it's all about that base. I want you to be able to feel comfortable in your own skin. And, you know, it is said, the statistics show and survey says that 78% of the women walking around feel that they are wearing the wrong foundation. Have you ever felt like that? That you're like, I can't get the color right. This is as close as I can get. And you want the coverage, you want to have an even complexion, but it's so hard to get that match or to even know what kind of foundation you should use. So I'm going to give you the ins and outs. So again, my name is Cindy Mack. I have been working in the industry for 32 years. And I have worked with all different foundations. And I'm going to tell you my favorites. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you some do's and don'ts and some really good tips to be able to feel good about the skin you're in. Okay, so if you've got a friend that you feel like needs this information, tag her in the comments, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, tag her, have her watch, because this is going to be short and sweet and I know super informative. So welcome everybody. Hello. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. Again, my name is Cindy Mack. Be sure to comment. And I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate, sign into YouTube. If you are watching from YouTube, sign into your own YouTube account through your Gmail or your Google so that you can comment. And be sure to let us know if you're a guest, let us know your name. If we can't see your name, write your name in the chat, and also let us know who your consultant is, because I would love to see who invited you and who's watching. That is always fun. So be sure to do that. All right. So let's go ahead and dive in here. First thing that I'm going to tell you is a little bit of prep work. That makes a big difference. If you feel like have you ever felt like you wear makeup and at the end of the day, it doesn't even look like you have anything on? Like it all wore off, or people just go, oh, you have makeup on? And they don't know. Now, you don't want people to know like you have foundation makeup on, but if you've got eye makeup or blush or things like that, it's usually coming off because you didn't prep your skin properly, and or you don't have foundation on, or you don't have the right foundation. Okay, so let's talk about some of this prep work so that your makeup looks flawless and it stays on. Flawless and it stays on. The best way to get your match, these three things you're going to get when you exfoliate. You want to exfoliate the dead, dry skin on the surface, because our skin, as we get older, the cells don't turn over as fast. So your skin stays kind of dull and drab a little bit longer because that skin isn't turning over. And no matter how old you are, you're still going to have dried, dead skin cells on the surface. And you want to exfoliate so that the match of your foundation and the way it goes on is going to look a whole lot smoother when you exfoliate. I personally love microdermabrasion. You can leave it in your shower and use it twice a week. You're going to get a better exfoliation, a deeper one. So not only is it going to look soft and smooth, but you're going to see the coloring of your skin look a lot clearer and more even. But if you just want to use a regular scrub, we do have a Botanicals mask that has a real good scrub in it. One of them doesn't have a scrub in it at all. One's moisture rich and one is normal to dry. My dog is having a heyday next door. Okay. I locked her out, but then she goes outside and makes noise. You know, do you have kids like that? That's what my dog is. Okay, so exfoliating, number one. Number two, the next thing that is going to make a difference is foundation primer. Foundation primer, and I'm going to tell you prices as we go, okay? So the foundation primer, I highly recommend. It's only $20. It's only $20. And it is a sheer. It feels really silky. So you can see how it's clear. So you're not going to see it, and it blends on and it feels like silk. So it dissipates. Okay. It doesn't feel like you have anything on at all. And it has a 15 SPF. In fact, some people just use this when they're not wearing any makeup because it kind of fills in and gives kind of like this beautiful glow, and it fills in the lines. But the reason why this foundation primer, I used to skip all of these steps when I was younger. And then when I started using it, I was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? This is so good. One, you're going to use less product. Two, it's going to stay on longer. And three, it's going to look smoother. Because what a primer does is kind of like what primer does to the wall before you paint it. It fills in any imperfections, and it also creates a barrier from the pores, because the drywall is porous. So from the pores soaking in all of the paint. Well, it's the same thing with your face. If you can put the primer on all over, it fills in the imperfections, and it actually allows the makeup to lay on instead of soak in. If you have dry skin, you probably have a hard time unless the foundation is really creamy, because your skin just soaks it all up, and it doesn't even look like you have anything on. Those of you who are oily in combination, you probably put your foundation on and it slicks right off, right? So I'm going to recommend the primer for both of you. For oily skin, I'm also going to recommend the oil mattifier. Both of these are fast and easy because it doesn't have any color. So you take your primer, put it all over. The oil mattifier, you literally kind of pat it on, because it has microscopic sponges in it that absorb excess oil. So I want you to not burst those sponges. And so what you're going to do, let me just remove this. No, remove that. Hide. Okay, there we go. So you want it to work. So that's what you could do if you have oily skin. Use a little oil mattifier. I'm telling you, it's like, it sucks up oil like an oil, like what they use in oil spills. Like, it's really, really good. Okay. So that's all your prep work. Now, if you're a wash and go kind of girl and you're going, Cindy, I need help with my foundation, but I don't want to wear a lot. And I'm not a makeup girl, but I do feel like I need a little help. If you want to have a healthy glow, if you want to look like you tried, that you didn't just roll out of bed, but you put a little effort into your look, that's why they say that women who wear makeup make more money. But they put a little effort into it. It shows that you were like, I want to prepare for my day and I take time for myself. Okay, so that's what CC cream does for you. CC cream is what I wear. I like natural. I used to wear the liquid foundation, and it is fantastic. And I'm going to tell you about this in a second. But as I've gotten more casual and as I've gotten older, I like the dewy glow and the sheerness, the lightweight of this. I like the creaminess of it. It's my personal preference. But when I'm getting fancy, I use them together. So here's what I do. And those of you who go, I need something fast. This CC cream stands for complexion correction. It helps with the redness or discoloration in your skin, specifically ruddiness, but I obviously don't have redness in my skin. I have olive skin. It helps with my discoloration. I have a lot of uneven. If you saw me without makeup, you can go to my Instagram. That's my Instagram handle. And you'll see, because I'm without makeup a lot on my Instagram, and you're going to see I have a lot of discoloration from sun damage. I grew up in South Florida with no sunscreen. I know, so stupid. But CC is complexion correction. So you're going to use this. It also has a 15 SPF. Now, you can't build SPF. You can't add on to it. So just because the primer has 15 and this has 15, it does not mean you have 30. It means you have 15. Okay. So this, and 15 is great for incidental sun exposure. So you're going to do one pump, and there's 5 colors. So let's talk about matching. Very light is for somebody who burns easily. Okay. And that's also Ivory Foundation, which we're going to cover those colors in a minute. So let's stick with CC cream. Very light is for someone who burns easily. So maybe they're at the lightest spectrum, or they're at that, I can get pretty pale. Okay, so that's very light. Light to medium is somebody who says, I do have a little bit of color in my skin, a little bit of color in my skin. So that person may also burn easily, but they do have a little bit more coverage than very light. Okay, so that's light to medium. And then for somebody who is like me, who it has a little bit more color in their skin, they tan, they might be Latina, have a little bit more of that brown in their skin or whatever. That would be medium to deep. Okay. And then deep is for someone who has brown to bronze skin. Okay. So brown, a little darker than me to bronze skin would be deep. And then somebody who has ebony skin, darker skin would be very deep. Okay. And so you usually kind of know who you are because there's only 5 colors. And what's so cool about it is it soaks into your skin and it actually picks up your own natural, that's what's magical about it, your natural pigment plus a tint to even everything out. It's so good. All right. How many of you in the chat love CC cream? I want you to put in the chat if you're a CC cream wearer, because I'm telling you, I can't keep it on my shelf. That is something I sell the most of. That's CC cream for those of you who are saying, I want to have that soft coverage, pretty sheer, but I want it to look more even. I don't want to look so tired and blah and splotchy. Thank you. Me. Yes, CC cream. All right, so the next one is your matte or your luminous foundation. These are liquid foundations. How many of you love liquid foundation? I mean, I love liquid foundation if it is a foundation that does not feel heavy and it doesn't have a smell. I don't know about you, but I hate those stinky foundations because there are some foundations out there that are high end that have fragrance in them. Do not wear a foundation that has fragrance in them or that has SPF in it. CC cream is fine with SPF because it's a moisturizer. It is a moisturizing formula, okay? The matte or luminous foundation is a foundation. The reason why you don't want SPF is because there is I'm not even going to remember the word. It oxidizes and literally changes the color of the foundation when it goes on your skin. And it actually gives you kind of like this sheen in pictures specifically. But you can look at someone and sometimes be like, why does it look a little off? Like it either looks a little ashy or it looks a little bit, it's lost its true, like a fleshy pigment. So no sunscreen and foundation. That way you're going to get the true color. The other thing you want to look for in a foundation is you want to make sure you know the undertone, not just the color. You're like, oh, I'm really fair, so I use an ivory. Well, what kind of ivory? Are you a yellow ivory or are you a pink ivory? Or are you kind of neutral? So yellow, you have like yellow undertones. And you can usually tell if you put gold up to your skin, you look good in gold. You put silver up, you look good in silver. If you look good in gold, you probably have yellow undertones. If you look good in silver, you probably have pink undertones. Doesn't that help? It helps. It's old school, right? So the way that ours is number coded. And so you can know, or actually it's letter coded. So you can know the undertone. If it says W, it's warm, yellow, right? Think of the sun as yellow, gold. If you wear gold well, you're warm. If you wear pink well, that's C for cool. Think of the cool breeze. Think of the cool water, blue. So that bluey, pinky undertone, that's cool. Pinks, that would be you. And then neutral is like, I'm really kind of both. Like I can really wear both. And then you can use an N. So I'm like an N to W. Okay, I can do both, but I'm best in warm colors. So my foundations have an N, the ones that I use 210 or 200, depending on the time of year. 210 is when I have a little bit of a tan, and that's the darkest of the beige, if that helps you. So we have ivory, a ton of shades in ivory, cools and neutrals mainly, and then warms. And then in beige, you're going to get warm, neutrals, and cools. So it depends on your undertone. And then the numbers go up. Higher numbers are darker. Doesn't that help? Because that's the problem. If you can't match, most of the time it's because you're picking a color that may be dark enough, but the undertone is wrong. So that's how you do your foundation. The other key thing to remember with a foundation is to use a foundation brush. I love our foundation brush that's a wedge. It's got this super duper soft feel, and it really helps to blend your foundation. And I actually like when it's damp because it helps to blend the foundation a little bit better. Or you do your CC cream first and then your foundation, and it'll also help you to use less, blend better. This is amazing because it will keep it from being streaky, and you're going to use less product, and it's such a fabulously soft, wonderful foundation brush. The other brush, okay, so that's it. So that's foundations. How are we doing on foundations? Okay, thank you. You guys are so kind. All right, so there's your foundation options. Matte is for normal to dry skin. Luminous is for normal to oily skin, and luminous is for normal to dry skin. So normal skin means you're not really oily, you're not really dry. You can use either. Luminous just gives you a little bit more coverage. It's a little heavier because it's for that dry skin person. They need a heavier because a lot of it soaks in. Okay. So if you want full coverage or you have dry skin, use luminous. If you want good coverage, medium coverage, and you have normal to combo skin, use matte. Got it? Good. All right. Last thing I'm going to cover is concealer and powder. When do you use it and how do you use it? Our under eye corrector has a little peach to it. So what that does under your eyes, I love it. I mean, look how again, go to my Instagram and look at how crazy dark my eyes are without makeup. When I use the under eye corrector, because it has a peach undertone, it helps to eliminate or cover up any of the purpley or that deep kind of brown color. The peach counteracts it. So this is excellent for fixing that underneath. If you don't wear much foundation and you want to use this, if you use it by itself, sometimes you can tell because it's peach. So I mix it with the concealer so that this gives it a little bit of a highlight, cover up, a little bit more match to your skin. This takes away that purpley. Mixed, you're getting brightness and coverage together. So I just take it, because it's a sponge tip, I take a little bit from each sponge and I mix it, and then I use the concealer brush or cream color brush to really cover underneath here precisely. And I cover by my nose and up to here. And then whatever's left on my brush after I do all that, I cover out here and blend it. I want less out here by my crow's feet, more here where it's dark and sunken, and by here, because it brightens your face when you lighten this base part, your face goes, oh, it looks happy and open. So that's where you want it. And then I put it on my lids because my lids are really dark. So that's how you want to work with your corrector and concealer. Love those two. And anywhere else you feel like you have a blemish that you need to cover up, you can do that. And then I use I love these. How many of you are trying our silky setting powders? Silky setting powders. These are so good because they aren't cakey. Remember the old school powder? You put it on and then it gets like cakey at the end of the day. You feel like, oh, this is like so gross. This does not do that. This, you get your color. So I like that they put pigment in these setting powders. So the one that I use, just so you kind of know, light beige. And I just put a little bit on my powder brush and I just dust it when I'm done with my concealer. I don't put it too close to my eyes, but I make sure it's all blended, and then I take this and it sets it. And then you don't have that shine. And then you put the rest of your makeup on. Once you're done putting the rest of your makeup on, here's the last little trick of the day. You put your eyeshadow, you put your blush, you put all those things. You're done and you're ready to go. Use your finishing spray. You go, it feels so good. It's just this little mist, but it literally, it's almost like putting like cello wrap. It's like, and your makeup won't move. I did this wedding once, and the mother of the bride messaged me the next day. I want every primer and that setting spray because my makeup did not move and I danced all night. And I was like, you got it. She used the eye primer, foundation primer, lip primer, lash primer, and then the finishing spray. Flawless the whole night. I love that. All right, so here's the scoop. I said I was going to tell you the prices as I went, and I did not do that. So your primer is $20. Your CC cream is $22. Look at these prices. Amazing. The foundation, great coverage foundation, it's $25. Love that. The setting powder is $20. The foundation brush, I want to say, is $14. But let's just look. It is $14. And the concealers and the under eye corrector and concealer, $16 each. And I think that's it. I did say the concealer brush, so let me go ahead and tell you that one I think is $12. Yep. All right. So connect with your consultant on those. When you spend, let me do a little screen share because some of you probably already got this from your consultant. Because every month we have a new VIP special. And here is the one. When you spend $50 with your consultant, you get anything on here at 50% off. So you can pick one thing on here for every $50 you spend. And this is for the month of October. We are focused on masks. Remember, I was telling you we have an exfoliator? Down here, this botanical mask is an excellent exfoliator if you just simply want a good scrub. That's what that is. And it's great for teens. It's really good. Eye patches. Oh my gosh, you should get your hydrogel eye patches at 50% off. If you use those, if you don't use those, man, I'm telling you, get on them because they're so good. So that's the special for this evening. I hope I gave you some really good tips and tricks. Tag your friends in here and help let them learn as well because we want to have a beautiful glow. We don't want to look like crazy people with the line right around our jaw, wearing the wrong foundation or wearing none at all and feeling like you just rolled out of bed and you look tired. Let's just have a healthy glow, even if it's with our CC cream, right? Thank you guys for watching and have a great night. Bye.